And we are live. What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Canadian Guy here, and we are back with Spyro 3 Randomizer. Give me a second to get set up here. Can you guys hear this? On. Can you guys hear? Because I think you guys can hear me, but can you guys hear the game? Because for some reason, no, can't hear. Okay, I think I already know what happened. Hang on. I think I already know what happened. Why did it do that? Of course, hold on. I think I know the issue. Is that it? Nope. Hang on. Desktop audio. Why are you being such a butt? All right, can you guys hear that now? I think you guys can hear that now. According to my thingamabob and thingamajig. Yep, there we go. Just had to, you know, smack OBS around a little bit. All right, give me a second here. So, yes, this is going to be the final stream before we go to PAX East. I may try to squeeze one in like Monday afternoon, approximately. One second. I just got finished getting all set up here, and then we shall begin. Randomizer, there we go. Today's video, Spyro 4, PAX East. There we go. I'm going to send the alert out. Alert has been posted. There we go. Over to the Discord. There definitely won't be a Yap Sesh tomorrow because we are taking our kids to 2 birthdays. So there's 2 separate birthday parties that we're hitting. So definitely tomorrow will not be the tomorrow will definitely not be the thing. And I just saw it pop up on my thing. It's Wampa Lewis streamed playing Spyro for the first time. Congrats to him. Last thing, and then we will get started, I promise. Okay, I think we're good to go now. Dang, I know, 2 birthday parties. One was directly in the morning, one's in the afternoon, so it's like, okay, we can do this. We can do this. Okay. Okay. Now I gotta figure out where I'm at in this level. Okay, I gotta get 2 hummingbird, or not, we just got 3. There we go. But anyway, so would you ever bring back Wampa Time? I would love to be able to bring back Wampa Time. I simply do not have the time. As much as I would love to do Wampa Time or some rebirth of it. I would love to be able to do. I simply just do not have the time right now. Or currently the resources, or, you know, any of that stuff. Hey, Conky, how's it going? There we go. But I would love one day to be able to have enough time to be able to go back to recording stuff like that. I would love to be able to do it. And nope, drop. Thank you. Oh. Hey, I've never seen a CG live stream, so I'm like, well, welcome, Lucky Footwork. Welcome, welcome. We're doing a randomizer right now where the location of like a whole bunch of the eggs and stuff have been moved. I don't know if they're moved in the side level or the extra character levels, but they are definitely moved with Spyro. So today's video has got a bit of a mixed reception, I can certainly say that. I've been looking at some of the comments, and there are some people who are very passionate about them making sure that I know that they are upset with, with me, even though I've been saying that I was going to make a follow-up to my original Project Coffee video. A lot of people are still upset about it, but I personally am kind of just like, well, I'm not really sorry, because I said I was going to do it, so I don't know. Oh, happy birthday, Auntie Gamer. Happy birthday. All right. What's up? There we go. And the thing is that is kind of wild too, though, is that there are like there are people that are very much upset, and then there's also people that are literally saying thank you for, you know, thank you for continuing covering this. So it's like I get blistered for I get hit with, like, not blister, I get hit with both worlds a bit, where it's like I have one group of people telling me, please don't stop, this is what's keeping, you know, my hope alive, and other people saying, please stop. So it's kind of like, well, and I'm just kind of like, well, I like doing it, so the next video should be the recording of the Spyro panel and going to PAX and that whole thing. Hey, Fat Rat, how's it going? Oh, there was some people that have there was one person in particular that threatened to come to my house, and there was another person on Twitter that was like, thank you for saying this, I'm going to bookmark it and use it, like, basically use it against you at the end of the year if nothing comes out. And I'm like, geez Louise, guys.
Before I was captured, I recovered this egg from the enemy, sir.
Thank you, Private Nikita. I don't understand that thought process of I'm going to, you know, I'm going to come to your house. How about you don't? How about you don't? I can understand people being frustrated, but the fact that people are taking their frustrations out on me is kind of just like, well, look, like, that to me is a little bit, actually, it's not a little bit, it's very frustrating. Hey, Toya's World, how's it going? And I genuinely... I'm not going to say who said this. And I'm not going to say... it was not me that said it, but I have a personal friend who said it. That was almost, like, upset, but not at me, but almost at, like, the, like, Activision and just everything in general. They're like, can't they just throw you a bone? They're like, you have been pounding the drum, tolerating all these people yelling at you and tolerating it and sitting there, and you're pounding the drum and they can't just toss you a bone. And again, that's not me saying that. I was a friend of mine, and I was just like, I mean, I would like that, and I'm hoping, but and the thing is that if I'm giving them false hope, I'm giving myself false hope, right? If I'm giving them false hope, yeah, that's the thing, is that my track record has been pretty darn good. In my opinion, my track record overall has just kind of been pretty darn near good. And I've been pounding the drum on this for a while. And I don't know. And I don't understand that there are people, reasonable adults, that can't sit there and think, you know what? If it comes out, it comes out. I'm just not going to watch his videos until the game comes out. When the game comes out, I'll go and watch it. That's fine. Like, that is an okay option. I just don't understand. I don't understand why on my channel that people want to sit there and say, hey, stop making content. It's like, well, but that's just me, right? All right, hang on. Am I missing like a 10? I'm probably missing like a 10 gem or something. I think I'm missing a 10 gem. 15. No, 5. I'm missing a 5 gem. Yeah, exactly. It's my channel. I can make whatever I want on it, right? That's the thing. What I am... Oh, there it is. Ah. Yeah, that's a really good way of putting it, is that people take some games a little too seriously. Yeah, and I also feel I had like a mental internal monologue earlier where I was kind of, you know, just kind of, you know, not going off, but kind of just sitting there and just thinking. And sometimes I can lead you to getting angry. But I was, I guess, ruminating. And I was... The more I thought about it, the more it made me feel confused, because I do think that there are some people that definitely take things way too seriously. But not only that, there is this aspect that it seems like people don't want to have hope. Right? That people don't want to have hope. And this is where I don't understand. This is what, for me personally, I don't understand why people don't want to have hope for things. Because I genuinely believe it's the hope for things that materializes them. Right? I do believe that there is an aspect that you keep talking about it long enough and it's going to happen. And you keep pushing and pushing and pushing and pushing. And I'll say this is that if I was a grifter, a tourist, I might be able a little bit understanding. But I think I've proven myself. But I think I have proven myself that I'm being treated like as if I am someone who's not a fan, who is trying to get views and money off of people who are fans by giving them false hope, even though I don't believe it personally myself. And that's my problem. That's my problem. My problem is that I'm being told I'm a this when I'm not that. Right? If someone sits there and says, he's a hopeless fan, he keeps having hope, right? You know, I can understand that. But I believe I have proven myself to not be somebody that is just trying to bank off of people's hopes and dreams and views and, you know, talking about the hopes and releases of this game and the hopes and releases of that game and this game and that game and you know, a tourist as a sense. That's something that I'm not, and I feel like that I have proven that. And I have shown that.
Whoa! A bunch of sheep and flying saucers just came out of nowhere and started blasting up the race course.
Right? And in my opinion, I do believe that fans having... Oh, this is so loud. Hang on. I can't even hear myself think.
Whoa! A bunch of...
Just... yeah! This is great. I love it. One more left. Got it. Hey, Dylan Rose, how's it going?
Woohoo! Check it out.
Woohoo!
The squad leader had abducted this egg.
From it. What's up? Self an optimist, but some people get satisfaction and self-vindication by being negative. Externalize problems, so it's everything around you that's wrong. And my big thing is, again, my big thing is that when you have hope for something, I do believe that that you will get it in some way. You continue to have hope, right? And some people don't agree with that, and that's fine. That's fine if you don't agree with that. But when other people have hope for something, don't be going over and raining on their parade. Right? That's the one thing I really don't like, is when you go over and see, because there are people that make videos similar to mine where they're hoping for something or they're talking about something, and it does not... Most people don't agree with it, and they just leave the person alone. But then when it starts to stick and people start to believe and people start to have hope and it starts to agitate them. What's the level names? Yes, the music gets randomized. Sparks' color is randomized. The placement of gems, or is the placement of gems the same? The placement of gems might be the same. I don't know if the value of the gems are different though. And the placements of the eggs are completely different. So sometimes they're in really obvious spots, and sometimes they're like way off the blue yonder, and you're like, how do I even get there? Misery loves company. That's right.
Hello, Spyro. I'm just off to the Tiki Lodge for some R&R.
And I'm happy to hear that, Wolfish Bandicoot. I'm happy to hear it because it's always better to try to get out of a bad mental rut like that. You always gotta have hope. You always gotta have hope. If anybody wants to sit there and say that I don't agree with that or I'm against that, why do you think my daughter's named Hope? If the meaning of my daughter's name isn't important, what is? Right? Always gotta have hope. And now that I have my daughter, I always will have hope. Hey, Jay, how's it going? Drop it. Thank you. You never hear about kids being named Doubt. You right. You right. The one person that takes the meme press X to doubt a little too serious. A road to Spyro 4. That would be fun if it wasn't. It would be fun. It would be a fun video to kind of go back and look at the things, because I do believe that there was something else in the works, but never materialized and things kind of fell apart, which, you know, kind of sucks. Ooh, where Spyro has some sort of bonanza features where he transforms into different creatures. I don't think a complete transformation, but I do think you could do some sort of transformation where he gains aspects of it, where he's still clearly a dragon, but there are different kinds of dragons, right? You have... So... Let me vibe into this a little bit, and this idea for Spyro 4 of him turning into different dragons. You have water dragons, you have traditional dragons, you have western and eastern dragons, you have some that breathe fire, some that are, you know, so you have different concepts, and then you have wyverns, which are like offshoots of dragons, not quite a dragon, and then you have these different forms, and it wouldn't be a bad idea to kind of have a form of Spyro, which is, it's still maybe within that dragon category, but it looks different. So like a water dragon, where maybe his wings come a little bit more like if he can swim, right, he can turn into like a water dragon, or instead of his big wings, they turn more into like dorsal fins and able to, you know, drop down and, you know, swim through, right? Or, you know, there's, you know, there just being different ideas. I could dig with that if they can make a Mr. Miso's annual return. Hi, what you doing? You need my phone? What? How rude. You're what?
I'm out.
Okay, well, go take some pain meds. She had 5 teeth done in one shot today. I don't know why. She walked to the dentist, like, okay, we're fixing 5 teeth today. She's like, what? So now her face currently is feeling like it got, you know, hit by a mule. Just need one more. Here's the last one. I thought I had all of them, and I forgot about the skill point. I'll admit I forgot about the skill point. I surrender. I give in. I was trying to get the skill point. Ah! It didn't fall to its doom, which is good. Back up. There we go. Become no! Back this way. There we go. I really need to stop. Why is Sparks suddenly upside down? Like, I get you're low on health, but being a little bit dramatic there, bud. I don't feel so good.
Take this egg as a sign of your honorary membership in the lodge.
What was Spyro a penguin? Welcome to the randomizer, where the species is even randomized.
Well, that's never happened before. I hope it's not a bad omen.
Not sure why they added that exactly, because it just was just kind of there. If you guys get any other ideas for Spyro 4 or have any questions, I can try my best to answer them. I will do all that I can. Of course. So the other thing I want to talk about too is that, you know, there was one comment that really spoke about it where they talked about, they said the end of the video is really, you know, important, and it's true, is that we have to realize too that this is going to be Toys for Bob's first indie game. So there is a video, a section of that video. Hey OCG, hey, how's it going? How's it going, Sean? There was a section of the video that I actually chopped out that I'm going to put into a different video that I was able to sum up lightly, but it is something that's important to note, is that if today, let me explain this hypothetical statement for a second, if you don't mind, if I can pause it just for one moment. If I were today to receive in my email a vertical sliced calendar of Toys for Bob with what is up in their office right now, or hypothetically, because they don't have a physical office, but that is from their Slack, okay? Right now, the most updated calendar of when the game will be announced, released, and launched, and all of that. If I got it today, not one from a year ago, not one from 6 months ago, not even one from 1 month ago. If they made one today as an update and I received it as a leak privately, and then I shared it to everybody openly, which I wouldn't, but if that were to happen, still could be wrong. Still could be wrong. And why is that? Because they are in uncharted waters. At least the leadership there. The leadership and everyone there is kind of in uncharted waters, right? They're not a physical studio anymore. They're not a physical studio. They are not they don't have the backing of Activision in the same way as they did before. They aren't being pressured as much, which is also a good thing, because there's goods and bads to that, right? So guess what? You're going to get different. It's possible that they are planning to launch this year and it doesn't work. The Spyro 4 production began before they went indie. So, yes. The implication of if the I will spell it out plainly because I did allude to it, but the implication, I will protect myself by saying the implication because I don't want to get in trouble, but the implication is that it would seem that Toys for Bob, while they were together before they became an independent studio, came together and made a pitch and presented a pitch to Xbox and Activision, got it approved, and then got some sort of cash infusion or something to get spun off to become a independent studio, and then that contract was signed as a partnership. Now, that is my take on it, which means that they're most likely the pitch and agreement that they had to do with this pitch that they were going to do, if that makes sense. How does it work financially for them? So what happens is Xbox hands them the money. So here's what happens. If you are working you're working under Activision, right? You come up with an idea, everything gets approved, and you start going. If you need to hire anybody, if you're going to fire anybody, if you're going to do any of that stuff, everything is bankrolled by Activision, right? Activision just keeps pays a check, and keeps going until the product is out, right? When you're an independent, what happens is that Xbox agrees upon an amount, saying, hey, we'll give you, I'm just going to throw a number out here, $20 million for this project. We'll give you $20 million. And what happens is Toys for Bob gets the money right up front. Here you go. All of it. And now it's up to Toys for Bob to bankroll their employees to determine how much they get paid, the rates, the this, the that. It's up to them. It's up to Toys for Bob. It's not up to Activision. It's not up to Xbox. It's up to them. And then Activision and Xbox just say, hey, we'll see you at the updates. Right? Like, hey, we'll see you. We'll pop in for the monthly updates. What do you need from us? Right? They're not sitting there and going through everything at like a microscopic level and figuring out who gets fired, who gets hired, who gets this, who gets that. They don't determine that. They just they now deem it on their own as an independent. Before, it was just they would just sign the check, and pay it out. But no. Hey, Mario fan, how's it going?
Spyro! Rhinox have been harassing us all.
So now, Toys for Bob is making the project as they made a deal with Xbox. And then they might sit there and say, hey, we need more time, or hey, we need more money, or hey, we need, and then Xbox turn around might say, hey, no, or yes, or whatever, right? And so there's and then they determine like the royalty fees, if there are any. Like, okay, if you sell an X amount of copies, we'll send the studio an additional $1 million or whatever. I don't know, right? Hey, Spyro fan, you just finished my video? Awesome. What'd you think? Also, in the Discord last night, I was on Discord last night, and I was editing I was editing late into the night, and I was editing that I was showing everyone how I was editing all the different gags and stuff, and some people got a good laugh, so we had a nice little Discord session last night. Yeah, so, worst case scenario would be a project getting canceled. That is worst case scenario, right? Worst case scenario is, yeah, a project. Oh, there's an egg over there. There we go. Hey, Pirate Novelist, how's it going? And how will the earnings work? Most likely, does TFB get a percentage after they release the game, or only money given at the beginning? It depends, right? It depends. The producers will sit down and they will come up with an agreement that is beneficial for both parties. And when both parties come to an agreement of, yes, we will do that, it could be, 75% up front, 25% afterwards. It could be this, that, or the other. It could be whatever, right? But the thing is Toys for Bob is now standing on their own 2 feet as their own independents, right? So that means that they could turn around, and if Xbox was like, wow, we really loved Spyro, could you make another Banjo? Could you make a Banjo? And, Toys for Bob could say, no, we want to continue making Spyro. Or, yeah, sure, we'd love to do Banjo. Or, can we do Banjo later? And then, Xbox might say, well, we really want a Banjo-Kazooie. And, there could be an agreement or a disagreement. If Spyro gets canceled, I'd be riot. Spyro 4 getting canceled would be... I don't want to put that negativity out there, but channel death for me, because I already know that it would just become like, I don't know if I would entirely quit YouTube, because that would, it would just be, it would be nearly channel death, right? It would be such a hard-hitting thing for me, emotionally and physically and everything. I think that if that news had officially came out and it was official and it was confirmed and everything, and the project was canned and dead, I think I would make a very short video and then take a week off and not say anything and not know what to do, right? Hey, Alexander. Yeah, no, it's absolutely that, because I try not to share my real name too much. I try not to share my real name, just because some people are not nice. It's not like, foolproof. You can find it, but I try not to. I just try not to. Just, for safety reasons, because some people are not have the most resemblance of sanity, if you catch my drift. Yeah, it would be, they would never let me live it down, and any prediction that I do would just get shot holes through. Even if I sat there and had a physical conversation with a developer for a project, it would say, yeah, but what about Spyro 4? And look what happened there. And it would just be death. And even if I was confirmed right, like, yeah, it got canned, it doesn't matter. It would just, I don't know if I would be emotionally capable to be able to keep going with a smile on my face. I think it would just be absolute misery for me. And if it were canceled, I don't think it is. To the best of my knowledge, from what I've heard, things are moving. From what I've heard. Like I said, unless there's been big, tall, fat lies told to me, which I don't think there have been, it seems like things are moving. But overall, I wouldn't want to entirely quit YouTube, but I think it would become, because I know that there are some people that genuinely love my content, and whether I'm talking Spyro or talking whatever, and so it might become the death of Canadian Guy A, and reborn as something else, and it would probably stay strictly as a side hobby, right? It would strictly stay as, like, perhaps a side hobby, because I couldn't sit down and make it my full-time job again after that. It would be really hard. Talking about the Xbox Copilot AI, because I haven't sat down and, like, looked into the minutia of it. I haven't looked into the minutia of it, but I heard about it, and I'm like, this is a terrible idea. Right? Like, because here's the thing. Let me be clear. Also, because some people claiming I'm an Xbox shill now. Here we go. Ready? Xbox shills? Ready? Ready, Xbox? Get ready. Get ready. Here you go. You ready? I think Copilot is not only garbage, it's like the worst AI. Like, not only is it bad, like, just because it's AI, like, it's also a bad AI. Like, it's also a bad AI. Like, so it's bad,
Honored if you would accept it.
and it's also a bad AI. Like, oh.
The emergency.
Like, genuinely, like it, oh. Like Copilot sucks. Like, if you look at AI, certain AIs, I'm talking more like the LLM models, right? I'm not talking about... Also, hold on. I want to make something clear. AI is just a marketing buzzword as well, because there are things that are algorithmic that they're calling AI that have been around for decades. Literal decades. Like some of the things that people are like, oh, is that AI now? Yeah, we use AI. I'm like, you're using an algorithm. It like, algorithm does not necessarily mean AI. Like that. Like, let me be clear, and let me be with my statement here. There's a difference between an AI, an LLM model, and an algorithm. Right? There's a difference, okay? I'm talking your typical large language models and all that. Copilot sucks. Like, out of all of them, when you think of OpenAI, when you think of Gemini, when you think of, what is it, Claude, DeepSeek, what else is there? I don't know. Are there any significant ones that I missed? I'm sure there's like a billion of them, but, you know, any one that are like, you know, different. Copilot sucks. Like, it is the bottom of the barrel. It's the dumpster milk. That's what it is. Copilot is dumpster milk. It is not good. Grok. Okay, yeah, you got Grok too. Ah. Or my favorite, when the Nvidia DLSS 5 came out, it's like, it's not AI. It's he just like, and then openly admits it's AI. Like, I'm trying to remember what the wording of it was. Hold on. It was wild to me. Sharpay. And I made a meme about it. I literally made a meme about it because I thought it was hysterical. Now let me find it. Yeah, it's yeah. This is very different than generative AI. It's content control generative AI. And for those who don't have Twitter, here's the here's the little clip I made. Oh, why is it not playing? Or is it playing on your end and not my end? What is with my audio today? Oh wait, hang on. I think I know what it is. I think if I go here, because for some reason, whenever I plug my controller in, things go. There it is. That's why. Hang on. Yep, there you go. So I made this.
That's just a stupid boulder.
It's not just a boulder. It's a rock.
I don't want to play it too many times because I don't want to get copyright struck, but one more time. In regards to, like, it's not AI. It's not generative AI. It's content control generative AI.
That's just a stupid boulder.
It's not just a boulder. It's a rock.
Tell me when I'm telling lies. It's literally like it's like. It's like there was a story of. There was a story that I heard, and I can't tell it as well as the person told it, but it's really funny. So there's this guy, they knew them, and they were a bus driver. And so in the morning, they went and they drove the kids to school. And instead of going home, the guy decided, you know what, and this is a true story, I'm going to go to the bowling alley. So he goes to the bowling alley, and the guy starts doing some drinks, right? Like, you know, having some booze, and he got real drunk. Well, then he gets back on the bus to go pick the kids up to take them back home for school. Well, of course, he gets pulled over because he's driving like a maniac because he's drunk. And they're arresting him. And they said, we are arresting you for drinking and driving. He's like, that's a lie. That's a lie. I was not drinking and driving. I drank and then I drove. It's like...
Please help us, Spyro. Please help us.
It happened, I think, in Kentucky. I think it was like sometime somewhere in Kentucky. Hold your hand, sir. I drank and then I drove. It's the same idea. Got it. That one almost always got me too. Specifically that one. Got him. Oh no!
I'm sure you would succeed if you were to try
So I
again.
take it. Why is it playing a lot of sweet? Because it's the randomizer. It's random. Dash the point. Also, is that not Sheila's music? Is it Lost Fleet? For some reason I thought it was Sheila's music.
Please take this shiny egg. It will bring you good luck.
Betty! Okay, I see. Also, today I spent, besides launching the video, I spent the most time today finally getting my presentation in order, making sure that it's looking pretty decent, and I think it's looking pretty good so far. I'm happy with it so far.
Five, four, three, four, five. Three, four, grow. Gagling, gago, gagoy.
We should help her.
You're kidding, right? She nearly toasted you.
Yeah, but she was aiming at you.
Thanks.
No problem. It's a good thing for you Hunter was around.
I can look after myself.
Oh, sure you can.
Would you like me to show you?
Out of magic, huh? How about I give you a jump start?
Ha! I'll deal with you later.
Hey, why'd you have to scare her off?
I love how, if you're paying attention, she's running right into like an arch. Like she's just, there's like, she's running away, but she's running into just an arch. Like the by the by, if you guys want to help support the channel, there is a link in the description below, and it helps towards, if you want to support the channel and you want to help it grow and you want me to be able to keep doing this full time. I appreciate the support. Though donations are not necessary, they are greatly appreciated. Thank you so much for everyone tuning in today. Fallout New Vegas is 99 cents on the stream. Ooh. After this level, I'm going to go for a quick stretch break, get a quick water. Why is my camera moving? Go back. Go back. Come on. Nope.
I was supposed to meet Doug to go ice fishing today, but Rhinox have blocked the path with ice, so
oh no, eh? How's it going, eh? Bob and Doug, eh?
Cleared away with this cannon, but it doesn't even
cannon
shoot straight. I haven't been able to hit a dang thing all morning.
Get over here, bird! We'll get it. My worst fear is doing this presentation and, like, no one shows up. Oh no. Oh, it is. Hey! Oh my gosh! Out of the blue, Owen Moore donated $50 through Super Chat. First donation of the night, and it's a big one. Goodness gravy, me oh my. Owen Moore, hi CG, it's been a while. I hope you and the family are doing well. With all the information that we have about Spyro 4 coming out either this year or next, do you have a prediction of when you think we'll see the announcement for it? Thank you, Owen. Thank you, Owen. Thank you so much. I do think Summer Game Fest is kind of either Summer Games Fest or Gamescom. If it's Gamescom, it's going to be a very late winter release or going to be released in 2027. If it's following the typical thing that emerging franchises is doing, I think it's going to be Summer Game Fest. It's all pointing to Summer Game Fest so much to me that I'm almost psyching myself out. Like, I'm always like, it's easy. Too easy. You know? It's like, it makes sense. Too much sense. I would love for it to be a little earlier. I would love for them to be able to kind of just do a one-off thing where they just do their own announcement and not necessarily tie it to a show. Or maybe they do like a teaser reveal and then do like a full trailer at Summer Game Fest. That would be cool too. Beyond that, Summer Game Fest, I feel like is the place to go. Latest Game Awards. Right? Latest Game Awards. I don't see it going past 2026. The only time that's happening is if that's happening, something went wrong, in my opinion. That something somewhere went very wrong if we end the year on 2026 without it being revealed. Like, something went horribly wrong somewhere in development. So, again, Owen, thank you so much for the $50. Thank you, thank you. Thank you so much. I am always now hesitant on reveals. I'm hesitant on it because I'm hesitant because I remember all the times we tried to predict Crash Team Rumble and Wumpa League and all that. Oh, like, very, very much, you know, it was very much a not great time. And I try to do less date predictions now. I try to do less date predictions unless I am pretty, like, fairly certain and sold on it. But again, Owen, thank you. Thank you so much for the $50. Thank you, thank you, thank you so much. I appreciate that. Thank you so much for the support. If you want to support via Super Chat and or Streamlabs donation, we do appreciate it. Thank you so much, Owen. You are amazing. Thank you. One of the things that's frustrating about development too is that one of the things that is frustrating is that people ask, like, okay, well, what about all the predictions in all the other years? Why, you know, what were they meaning? And I do think that I was following a trend at times that was like, hey, it was successful and they want to do it, ergo that means they must do it. And that's not exactly, you know, unfortunately, that isn't as common as one would think, right? Like, it's like, oh, you know, it sold a lot and people love it, why don't you make more of it? There are other factors, and then things fall behind, and then things get shuffled around, and it's incredibly frustrating. And I got a feeling that they didn't even think that, you know, it was going to take this long. Shrek 2 is over 20. Oh, Shrek 2. I was like, oh, Shrek 1 is over 20. Nope, Shrek 2. Oh. Gripping with the terms of being 31. But yeah, I don't foresee it going to 2027. Now, for the release of the game, maybe. And I'm even thinking about making a video that literally is stated, be prepared for Spyro to get delayed. Like, and, you know, I know that people would get absolutely upset at that in all ways, but just be prepared for it, right? Because I do believe that there is a chance, because guess what? Spyro Reignited was delayed, right? Spyro Reignited was delayed. And it's Toys for Bob's first project as an indie studio. They're saying it's going to be big and ambitious. I mean, you know, they're going for it. They're swinging for the fences, and oh my. A hundo? A hundo? I haven't even read the comment yet, but a hundo? $100 through Super Chat? Oh my gosh. Oh, it's been a hot minute since I see the red color show up. Oh my goodness. Sorry. That's incredible. Thank you. Thank you for the $100. So I have a question for you. You've been covering Spyro for 9 years, right? With such a long wait, a lot of people would give up that new Spyro's even coming with evidence. What would you say to those people? I think it's fair to lose faith after waiting this long. If you allow me, chat, to pause the game for a moment to answer this. I believed that there would always be a Spyro game. I always did. And I still do. I always believed. I always held on. I always had hope. As I spoke earlier, I always had hope. But I also know the power of a community. I also know the power of having hope. And there was a conclusion that I came to years ago where it was, do I stop talking about this? I'm seeing evidence for it that I do believe in, and I genuinely believe in everything that I'm doing. But what's the evidence? And I came to the conclusion that worst case scenario, I'm not saying this is the only reason why I did it. I'm saying the worst case scenario was that it's not going to hurt the game to not come out. It's not, me talking about it is not going to hurt its chances to not come out. But I believe that not talking about it would hurt its chances. Let me give you an idea for a second here. What if me talking about Spyro showed up on enough people's feeds that caused them to continue to have hope? And I'm talking worst in context, worst case scenario here. Let's say the worst case scenario, the worst. That it shows up in their feed. They are inspired. They too talk about Spyro. Or they go and they buy a Spyro shirt. Or they draw Spyro and they post it on social media. let's say that art that they post blows up and has a whole bunch of views and numbers, and the engagement rate is huge on it. And it's just enough for when they do market research for Spyro to blip on their radar. What if my content was butterfly effect just enough of a blip for somebody in the power at B to just look at their screen and think about it for a second? And I am not saying, oh, my content created Spyro 4. Do not take this out of context. That is not what I'm saying. But what if that was, I caused just enough of a blip, just enough for someone to look over and say, what's the harm in that? Now, that's worst case scenario. I believe everything that I have spoken about. Everything that I have spoken about, I believed in. There's not at one point where I said, I'm making this and I don't agree with it or I don't believe it, but I'm just going to say it anyway. At no point. But I'm saying the worst case scenario. What happens if I post this video and I am so wrong? I'm talking when I am so wrong. It's not going to hurt the franchise. It's either going to do nothing or something. It's not going to harm. It will either be a net nothing or something. So when it's a net nothing or, a net something, you got to believe. Exactly, Pick McGleaver. You got to believe. And that's been my mentality. That is the bottom, the basement. That is the basement of, hey, maybe I bring up a ping on a sonar. Maybe with having over 87,000 subscribers, 87,000 people engaging, 80,000 people watching with getting an average of about 20,000 views per video. What if that was the tipping point? What if that one video caused enough of an engagement? What if that one video turned one head? Just one. I didn't need to turn 1,000. I didn't need to turn 10,000. I didn't need to turn 100,000. I just need to turn one. Someone who would be in power to look and go, what if? What if? And that, sometimes can sway a decision. That, can sometimes be the straw that breaks the camel's back on a decision. What if? And that's how much hope I held. And that's how much hope I hold. And I have proven it beyond a shadow of a doubt because I've stuck with this. I haven't gotten off the platform. I stood there. I'm like, hey, Spyro 4 is a great franchise. Spyro is a fantastic franchise. It deserves a sequel. I believe there will be one. Here's why. And I stood on that soapbox for 6 years. And then 2 years ago, I had gotten the call and I had spoken to the people and I assembled that story and I came out with that report 2 years ago. And now I feel like we are here on the precipice. That we are here now. To have hope and to have faith and to keep going forward. That's why. I don't necessarily need everyone to believe me or not follow me, but follow my work or whatnot. I don't need, because if I hammered on that support long enough, I knew that it could crumble and it would result in maybe something happening. Just something small. That's all I needed. That's all I wanted. So at the worst case scenario, so I know you're not attacking me, Grant. I know you're not, because it's true. All you need is just one person. One. That's it. You don't need 1,000 people. You just need to convince one. That's it. And if my content was able to have one person turn and say, you know, we ought to go back to Spyro. I think that might be a good idea. Right? Everything that I do is to try to get one person, even just one person, to say, And I haven't, you may call me silly. You may call me ridiculous. Someone said that my content is hope core. I don't even know what that means. Like, I got an idea of what it means, but that to me is wild, that it's too hope core. Shouldn't all of life? Shouldn't we dream? Hope? Why is it out of reason to think that there wouldn't be a new Spyro? Why would that be out of reason? What's so illogical about that? We should have hope. There are people that have hoped for many things. So, for me, if there's any lesson to take, is you gotta have faith and you gotta have hope. And again, I didn't base my hope off of nothing, right? I sat down and I'm like, why can't it? Why can't it come back? Why couldn't it? Why not? Is he taking a long time to get back? Oh, absolutely. In fact, I was so adamant about wanting Spyro to come back that if by some reason it was like not canned, but it wasn't happening or whatnot, I was going to literally try to get into the gaming industry and try to literally do it myself. Genuinely. Like, there was a thought that came across my mind of, you know what? Go, build yourself up at a corporate ladder, get yourself into the position, and then immediately try to make Spyro. Like, that was, I genuinely thought that. And does that sound implausible? Yes. Does it sound insane? Yes. Would it? Yeah, fine, I'll do it myself. That's exactly it. That was my mindset, was if this isn't going to happen, And I'm not saying, oh, I'm going to make a fan game. No, I was going to try to establish a game studio, make a game, try to earn a bit of money, and then start pushing to try to get hired as a producer or get hired as whatever, and then climb my way up the ranks and try to get the game made. And it literally be like, hey, this is what I'm going to try to do. And again, insane. Absolutely insane. And I wouldn't even have, I probably wouldn't have even achieved it. But I would have tried. I would have tried. Oh, sorry, I don't chat much. My English bad, but I just want to say good day or good night or night. Well, I appreciate that. Thank you, and I appreciate you try to do that. Thank you. It's very unlikely, but what if Spyro 4 turns out to be a mobile game? I think that would be such a giant punch in the... It's hard... Okay. So let me state this real quick. Games are not typically... Mobile games aren't typically made in Unreal. I am not in depth with that, but typically, I think you can make a mobile game in Unreal. I know you can. I know that you can do that. But typically, you don't, when you're hiring for someone that's doing Unreal, typically, it's not. But let's say, for the sake of this statement, that it's a mobile game. I would be livid. I would be upset. And while I don't think I would quit YouTube, I think it would definitely be the start of a potential, not a villain arc, but definitely a start of like, all right. Like, all right, what are we doing here? Like, what are we doing here? What is going on? Now, if Spyro 4 comes out and then another company makes a Spyro mobile game, fine. That's cool. I am down. Fine, sure. Like, if we get Spyro 4 and then another smaller company's like, oh yeah, we got this little Spyro mobile adventure game. Sure, cool. I'm fine with that. Sure, why not, right? Like, sure. But yeah, but wouldn't they get King to do it? Yeah, they own King, so why would Toys for Bob do it? Right, that's where it's kind of like, well, sure, is it on the is it on the chart of possibility where this could happen? Sure. Is it within like a realm of reality? Yeah. Highly unlikely. Highly unlikely. There would be, if that were to happen, there would be a lot of receipts. There would be a lot of receipts that I would need to be pulling up and saying, hey, what happened to Big and Ambitious? What happened to RPG? What happened to inventory? What happened to all of that? What? Are we just making word salad now? It would definitely be a, hey, let's have a chat. Let's have a talk. What's going on? Like I said, if King makes a mobile Spyro game, bet, let's go. But let's get the Spyro 4 out first. I'm sure there's some people. I'm sure there's some people. I like watching them play Spyro. I sit there, I lurk, I draw, and I watch them play Spyro. And listen to them make funny noises. And you know what? That's fair. Fair. I am looking for... I'm getting the things messed up now. Missing 2 eggs. Need to go back to money bags. That's right. Now, also, I also want to let you guys know that the editing style for my videos may start to become run and gun again. I don't know if you guys remember the old editing style where you didn't even see my face. It was just B-roll of Spyro while I showed images and stuff. Because I can whip those videos up really fast. I can whip those up really quick. And, you know, when some news... Hey, it's the Cowboy Coyote. How's it going? Take off, hoser.
What? You don't want to pay? What are you saving your money for? Another sequel?
You know, Moneybags, I can say now, yes. Yes, I am.
Step right.
After this level, I'll be taking a short break. And again, thank you, Garnet, for the $100. Thank you, Owen, for the $50. Thank you guys so much. If you want to contribute and help out, we deeply appreciate it. But donations are always donations are always appreciated, but never required. I want to make sure I get the wording right.
And smack me with their sticks. Oh, I sure wish I had a partner. Someone courageous and strong and handsome and purple who breathes fire.
Man, Nancy, are you spelling it out to me?
Please help me perform my ice dance. These mean Rhineck khaki players keep hogging the ice, and all I want to do is dance.
All right, let's do it.
Thanks.
Thanks. Unless you go off the rails. I'm on rails right now? There's I'm on rails to begin with? Ah, no! I missed. She's colorblind.
That's okay. It didn't hurt as much as it looked. Let's try again.
Help CG save up for Spyro 4. Yes, please. Help me get all the Spyro 4 merch. All of it. If it exists, I want it. Nancy, ow. One comes from over here. Over here. Thank you. And then this guy over here. I can't. Ha! Nancy almost got slap-shotted. Nancy almost got put in the highlight reel. We got it! With certain stuff going on, yes, you are on the rails easy.
We
okay.
did it. That was my best performance ever. I guess one of the judges didn't like it, though. He threw this egg at me instead of a rose.
You're letting them get close. Listen, okay? Sometimes the most beautiful dances are on the edge of disaster. Where you're so close to messing up constantly, and yet you don't. Sometimes these things, they happen.
I put up ice blocks this morning so Bab wouldn't beat me to the ice fishing hole. If you want to try out the hole, you can borrow this fishing lure I've been using.
I don't want to try anyone else's holes. Thanks, Doug. I'm good. I don't need to. I'm good. Don't need to deal with any strange holes. I'm good.
Oh, by the way, feel free to use
by the way, yeah.
whenever you want.
Whenever you want. Use this gondola whenever you want. Replaying Astrobot, Okami, and Sly Cooper trilogy. Back to being back to back having a blast. That's awesome. Whoops. Okay. Whatever you want. All right. As stated, I'm going to take just a quick break. I'll be right back. Going to run to the bathroom real fast. Real fast. Now, do I keep my headphones on in case one of you causes trouble? Do I leave my headphones here? Or do I bring them in case someone causes trouble? I didn't bring them in case someone causes trouble. I'll put the game on pause though so that it's not just playing while I'm doing my thing. Alright, I'll be right back. Okie dokie. And oh my goodness, we got another. Hold on. Did we get another? We got another $50 donation. Oh, we got some lag. Oh, we got some lag. What is going on here? Why are we dropping frames? Thank you so much to Elena for the $50 super chat. $50. $50 for Grandma. She's watching. Please say hi, everyone. Wish her good luck with the tennis tournament. Well, good luck, Grandma, on your tennis tournament. Puts this to good use for pampering Sunflower after what happened today. She deserves to be spoiled. Oh, she is definitely a... she got... Actually, funny you say that because she did get spoiled today. So, there was a book that she had at the library and she loved it. She loved the book. No, Grayson, we take the moderator role very seriously. It's not something that we just hand out. We quite literally have like a short interview process. Genuinely, we have a short interview process, and right now we're at where we want for mods. I appreciate that you want to be a mod, and that's very nice, but we don't just make anyone, you know, a mod. We don't make anybody willy-nilly a mod, but I do appreciate you wanting to help out. No problem, CG books. Patrick, when Spyro 4 gets announced, you'll be like Rafiki from The Lion King in the sea where he finds those symbols alive. Getting excited. So you're like, he's alive! He's alive! That's awesome. Yes. Yes, I would be. He's alive. He's alive! I had this idea for a video too. So I know that if anyone's watched Dragon Ball Super, there's a scene when Goku is about to transform, but it's like the whole if I found out beforehand that Spyro was about to get announced, whether it be official or not official, I was going to release a video, if you guys have ever seen Dragon Ball Super, of the whole arena shaking, and then it stopping, and then Whis turning to Beerus saying, "Is there something amiss, Lord Beerus?" And then Lord Beerus looking up saying, "Here it comes." And then he transforms. So I was going to have it cut right before it transforms, say, "Here it comes." And then that's like my... I was going to post that if I had gotten like the lowdown or something. Along with a zipped lip emoji. When Spyro 4 gets announced, it's gonna be like that GIF. I wasn't wrong. I was early, but I wasn't wrong. Ooh, there was an egg here, and now it's a... I just remember, I hate this level. Oh, I loathe this level. Not even the Spyro part. It's more the, it's more of the Sergeant Bird part. The Sergeant Bird part for this level is awful. The teleporting egg. Yep, that's what the randomizer is like. Randomizer is like, egg somewhere. Where? We don't know. Somewhere. Go find it. Oh no, when Spyro gets announced, it's going to be like if it's not announced at a show that I'm streaming, it's going to be me going immediately live. Like, it's going to be, like, immediately going live, and it's just going to be screaming. It's just like, guys, guys, guys. Oh, watch your ears. Here it comes. Watch your ears. It never gets awful, less awful. That is terrible. That is awful. Oh no, 4 a.m. I don't care what time it is. Here it comes. Prepare your ears again. It almost makes me want to gag. Last one. Prepare your ears. In fact, I'm going to do it myself.
Oops! I forgot I hid this egg inside the statue. I hope the explosion didn't hard-boil it.
What? I don't care. Call me on the Discord or wake me up. Wake me up. Wake me up inside. What? No, if Spyro 4 got announced, it would be at everyone on the Discord, maybe twice, maybe even 3 times. Like, red alert, red alert, red alert. Hey, BioAct Blitz, how's it going? Pings at 4:30 at 4 a.m. It's happening! Let me know, guys, if there's been a frame rate drop, because I am seeing a noticeable drop in frames. So you guys let me know if there's been a drop. I don't know why it's happening.
Isn't this the wildest skateboard park you've ever seen? Once you've mastered a few tricks, you can score huge points in this place. What do you say I show you some moves? Let's start with something easy. You can jump off the end of ramps by pressing the X button. I'll show you how to do it once. Then
Oh, they would. No,
turn.
they would not, Pikmin Glazer. They absolutely would not. Say Spyro 4 times in the mirror and Paul Yan will appear. Oh, trust me, I've tried that.
Now try doing a roll.
Trust me, I've tried. Paul Yan, bully me!
Hey, nice.
Paul, if you're there, please bully me.
Whoa, you must be a natural.
No, absolutely. Listen, okay? I could turn around and drop every detail. I could tell you tomorrow. Listen, tomorrow I could release a video that says Spyro 4 is going to be named this. It's going to be titled this. It's going to come out this time. It's going to be announced here. It's going to be released here. It's going to have this many levels. It's going to have this many themes. It's going to have this. This character is going to be there. That character is going to be there. And this character is going to be in here. I could reveal all of that tomorrow. Still get mad at me. And then when it turned out to be true, still find a reason to be mad at me. How do I know? What do you think happened with Rumble?
Right, you nailed it.
Yeah, we're getting some
let's see
lag
if you
now.
can do a 900. Now that was a 900. I have to admit, you've got some skills, Spyro.
Don't know why it's still lagging like this. We're gonna drive me a little bit crazy.
Wow, you learn really fast. Then again, you are being
Frame rates are
trained by
still
a master.
dropping. Oh, it looks like we're getting a little bit of relief. That should help. No, I could reveal Stit, like Craig Stit. I could reveal all of that tomorrow.
I'm thinking you're ready.
And it would still be no. And it's I'm a this, I'm a this, I'm a this, I'm a this. And I've seen it. I've seen some people comment saying, you know, I wish he'd stop talking about it. And even if he is right, you know, they would still be upset at me. I watched someone literally set it up to where no matter what, even if I'm right, I'm still wrong. And that, oh, well, you know, broken clock is right, you know, twice or whatever. And I'm sitting there and I'm like, okay, I'm sure the Half-Life fans would like to be, have their broken clock right once or twice in a while. What is going on? Ooh, oh, and more. That's actually a really, I never thought of that. That is something that I didn't even think of. I didn't even think about that. Yeah, that's... Ow. No. I don't know why it's doing this right now. It is still lagging. The leg is back. I don't think the leg left. I don't think it's I think we're stuck. No, it's not going to work because it's on my end too. Yeah, my drop frames are like 50%, 60%. That's awful. What is going on? Why is it doing this? We're at 1080p. Looks okay now. It doesn't. My thing is going nuts. Like it's saying it's not okay. What on earth is going on? Let me try something here. Yeah, it seems very much come and go for some reason. I adjusted the output settings. I'm hoping that that's enough to be able to help. Does that help at all? Is that helping? No audio right now. Okay, all right, let's see. Let me see. How is it playing now? From YouTube's end? I don't know. Of course it might be. Like it might be the connection, the server connection from the OBS to YouTube might be messed up. I still hear him, yeah. Is this watchable or is it a leggy mess?
Believe it. How did you get so good already? Who knows, someday you might even break my course record. Nah. Anyway, I guess I should give you this other egg I found. I was going to keep it for a pet, but I can't get it to hatch.
Still sounds like a skipping CD. Ah, that sucks. It's a bit smooth. Yeah, I turned down the bit rate so that it can try to handle it a bit better. So, Will Castle asks, try to find more information at PAX. I am going to. You know me. You know me, I am, when I go to PAX, I'm asking people questions. I'm asking questions. I'm going to be trying to dig up answers. I'm going to be trying to dig up and see, like, hey, can I get this dug up? Can I get this right? Part of the reason, too, there's a very specific reason as to why I was able to get certain information, not last year, but the year before. There was a very specific reason why. So last year was 2025. It was 2020. So it would have been 2024, yeah. If you were to go back and look at when PAX was in comparison to another very specific showcase. See a Dagger, thank you so much again. We love and appreciate everything that you've done. Thank you. But there was something specific that happened. Got it. That coincided together, and when they coincided together, things started to slip out. Because last year I didn't get much. Had gotten a little, but not much in terms of development. I'm hoping that this year that will change. Oof. I'm hoping that because we're getting so close. Gotta get the... a little bit batty. There we go. Got it. Just making sure that we got all the gems, all of them. So it is a randomizer, so the randomizer randomizes a whole bunch of aspects, whether it's egg location, whether it's Hang on a second. There we go. Thank you. Okay, I think that's all the gems in this area. I'm going to just do one last quick look, and then we'll skedaddle. But look, here's as I was saying earlier, I know Reddit doesn't like me. I know it. And I'm not going to sit here and pretend like it's not a thing. You'll hear contrarian takes. If I were to go in there and say, why don't you like me? There'll be people that will want to spit in my eye. But you'll get people that will say, it's not that we don't like you. And then they give some nuanced response. And then if I were to turn around and say something else, they'd be like, you know, can you guys... So there's a very two-facedness to that. And I'm not saying every single person on there is two-faced. Let me be clear. But there definitely are. There are people that I used to respect that very much were doing that. Users that I know. Users that I had conversations with in the past. Even users that I thought were my friend. Or at least an acquaintance. And then someone, you know, I take a cursory look at Reddit. It pops up and they're saying something nasty about me. And it's like, oh, that feels really bad. And it's, you know, there are some people who are, not a lot of people know who they are. Some people are known. And it sucks. It does suck. So, Stanley! I'm sitting on top of the... But my thought process is, listen, clearly I am not welcome there. Fine. So I will... The only thing that I can do in my part is that I am not going to be able to myself going to be able to, I don't want to say the word penetrate, but to be able to have myself welcome there. It's not going to happen. But the only way that I'm going to be able to the only way that I would be even remotely welcome would be the only way that I would be remotely welcome is by getting to a point where it's getting to a point where the size of this community and the size of this channel has gotten to the point where it's undeniable.
I'm ready to patrol the towers.
Right? And that's not my intention, but if it happens, cool. But I'm not looking to try and appease people at this point. I'm going to do my own thing. I'm going to do my thing. I'm going to try my best. I'm going to show up when it counts and try my best. And I'm not going to get it perfect. There are things that I wish I covered that I didn't. There are things that I wish I didn't cover that I did. But I'm just going to keep doing my thing. And if people don't like it, I'm sorry, but make space. Essentially, make room. Because I'm not going anywhere. hate the fact that rockets don't take those out, which is wild. Sergeant Burb. I'm just thinking too that, you know, I think Toys for Bob is going to also try to, like, flex their muscles. Oh, is it starting to skip again? Oh, no. I'm curious, is there a delay on your guys' end? Yeah, try refreshing. If you're having problems, try refreshing, because I did restart the stream and redo it, so give that a shot. It's been fine, it's been fine. But yeah, it's I think Toys for Bob is going to be swinging for the fences. I think that they are going to, that they're not going to be, that they will not sit there and just try to release something mild. They're going to be, they are coming out, and I think they're going to come out swinging. And I think it's going to be, I think that overall Spyro 4 is going to be a good product, and I think it's going to be good. And but I think Toys for Bob is going to be swinging, and you know, they're going to be going for it, and not going to be like modest about it. I think they are going to swing for the fences. Volcanon and Pokemon is considered as, that's kind of hilarious. Are they announcing at PAX East? Probably not. No, I don't think so. I would love it, but I don't think so. I hope it's a slam dunk.
You're doing great. Please find the rest of the bones.
I hope that they swing for the fences, and because if they nail it, I'm talking like, you know, I'm sitting here and I'm thinking to myself, like, if they are going for such a big, ambitious game, and they're swinging for the hills, and it lands, I'm telling you, Astrobot levels of success. If they nail it. If they nail it, if they hit it, if they hit this thing, like, you ever hear someone pitching a ball and they hit with a baseball bat, especially a metal bat, and that metal bat just has that tink, like that, it has that thumping tink sound effect that you already know. You don't even need to see the ball. You know it's gone. You know it's gone. You don't even need to see what happens next. You can hear it. You already know that you know, that ball's going to Mars. I'm saying that if they nail it like that, it becomes a, like, hey, it becomes, you gotta play it. Hey, cool, Mom. Plays, how's it going? Could do better than Crash 4. It could. I also think, here's my thought. Okay. If you do a Crash Bandicoot game and you do a decent job and you follow it by the numbers, it's hard to fail. The worst you'll get is like a 6 out of 10, right? If you do a okay Crash game, if you follow the rules and you do everything by the numbers, you'll get a 6 out of 10. You'll get a 7 out of 10, right? Spyro, I think, has a much higher ceiling and also a much deeper floor. Much deeper floor. I think that Spyro has the potential to get those 10 out of 10s, and it has that, and the franchise also has the potential of those 3 out of 10s, right? And I think Spyro's potential in terms of like critic reviews is within that range, right? Crash, I think, is a lot more truncated, where I think for Crash to crack 10 out of 10 in terms of like critic reviews is really hard. That's really hard. Like even for Crash, even if you get a solid Crash experience, to get a 10 out of 10 or even a 9 out of 10, that's really hard. 8 out of 10, if you can get 8 out of 10, you're doing good. And yeah, 8 out of 10 for Crash 4 did really well. All these things. To get 9 out of 10, that's hard. 10 out of 10 is difficult. I think that Spyro has the potential to be potentially more of a 10 out of 10 than Crash is, but I also think Spyro has more potential to be a 3 out of 10 than Crash is, because Crash, if you nail the basics of Crash, you've already got yourself a 7 out of 10 game. Just with the basics of Crash. If you can nail that, you got a 7 out of 10 game before you even add anything else, okay? You can nail Spyro, the basics for Spyro, and still get below that, because there's more room to mess up. Right? There's more room to screw up and mess up, but there's more wiggle room. There's more, hey, we can go deeper. We can try these different things, and it's not so outside of the box. Crash, not so much, right? The Crash, to make a decent Crash game, there's some aspects where if you go too much out of the box, people are not happy, right? Spyro, you can go more outside the box if you want, and fans would still be relatively happy. But that also means more room for error.
I'm ready to patrol the towers and the...
I think what they have to do, if Spyro were to nail a 10 out of 10 game, they of course need to have some great core controls, but that doesn't mean movement slop. Now, that's something that I've seen described, and I never realized what that was until I kind of saw it. I was like, yeah, I can kind of see it now. Where it's jump in the air, mid-hop, bounce off, mid-hop, jump, roll in the air, and, you do like these, and you can like move across great fields while moving super duper fast and springing off things, and you're going super crazy, and you're hitting all these different buttons, and you're hitting... No, I don't think that is... No, that's not... I don't think that is a good idea. I don't think it's a good idea. I think that is a pretty bad idea overall to make the game like that. But if you have a good core loop, there's gotta be something additional that they put onto it. There's gotta be something extra. There's gotta be... You gotta have these worlds that are big, but not too big. You gotta have combat that is good, but not too, combo crazy heavy. Right? You have to And also, it has to take risks. It cannot be a not risky Spyro game. I don't think that they can afford a Spyro game that doesn't take risks. I know that sounds like a bad idea, but they can't afford it. They can't afford a safe Spyro game. And then when you ask, well, how do you do that? I'll be honest with you. I don't know. I don't know. It's going to be hard. Which is a great idea, but remember, Hero's Tale did with the Dark Crystal area parts. Yeah, well, I mean, yeah, I don't want that either. I don't want it like that. I want it more in depth. I want it more, it's going to be much more in depth. Sorry, I was on a train of thought. I want the aspect of restoration. I love it when you go to a level. My favorite thing is when you go to a level and it's all kind of destroyed, and as you kind of like restore the level, you know, things start to heal, and you know, you start to see the level for what it is. I think that a lot of that corruption stuff should be... come on. That stuff should be mostly for the main home world. Right, that's what I think. I think that a lot of that should be... Ah! You see, I think that going too much you gotta be careful about going too much towards Legend. I don't think that if you go too much towards Legend of Spyro, you're now in a recipe for like no, right? You to stand on the platform, please. Just stay there. Thank you. Okay, hold on. How do I do this again? So when he pops off, this will raise... Ah, wait. No, that's right. Now we go here. No, that's not going to work because he's going to hop off of that, and that's going to go there, right? No, that's not going to work. Okay. There we go. That's how I always used to do it. I was like, is there another way to do this? That's how I always did it, but I don't know if that is the proper way or not. Break the wall down. There we go.
Hey, you found Farley. How can I ever thank you? I mean, I could give you this old egg, but Farley's been chewing on it, and it's kind of slimy. Oh well, it's the thought that counts, right?
Sure. I'll take it. More challenging. While I agree, I do think that some flashy movement could increase skill. No, I'm not saying no flashy movement. Right? I'm not saying no flashy movement, right? I'm just saying that it can't be so, like, based on, like, oh, momentum and, like, you know, how do I put this without... Have you guys seen the Bubsy 4D gameplay? I am not sitting here saying it's bad. I'm not sitting here and saying that. But what I am saying is that I don't think that type of playstyle would work for Spyro. Good night, Bearded Rebel. I don't think that type of gameplay or style, if you guys have seen the Bubsy 4D gameplay, where while it's impressive, I don't think that that would work for Spyro. I don't think it would. I also don't think that the movement of Kena Bridge of Spirits would work for Spyro either. I don't think that that would be a good way of doing it either, right? Because Kena's platforming is very limited, right? So, and it can't be the TLS fighting, and it can't just be, oh, big area, non-stop button mashing combat. It can't be that either, right? So there's a balance to Spyro, and there's a simplicity and balance, and that's where a lot of people get Spyro wrong. A lot of people get Spyro wrong because they either make it way too simple or they way overcomplicate it. And what they need to do is that they need to remember the simplicity of what Spyro is and then accentuate it with some of the more complex stuff without it muddying the delicate, like, balance of what Spyro is, right? And people need to know what is Spyro, right? What is Spyro? What makes it fun? What aspects of it make it so that even years later it's still fun to play? What was something that's annoying to avoid? What could be added to accentuate the game, not burden it or, you know, tie it down or make it significantly worse or whatever. For example, a level like this. This sucks. I'm not a fan of this level. I'm just trying to find the last of the bone guys. The little things holding the Mr. Bones' bones. Once I get that, then I'll switch back to Spyro, go back to that crate and grab it. Where are you? Okay, this tower, clear. Double check this tower over here. Yeah, I'm not a fan of this level. Not a fan of this level. The other level that I don't... It's not that I don't like it, but I hate... There's one specific Spyro level that I don't... There's one particular Spyro level that I... There it is. There you are. One particular Spyro level I don't like the music on, and that's the one for Desert. Was it Desert? Not Desert Ruins.
My friend is feeling much better now.
I like the fact that you essentially replay this level as a different character, just fix the ways. Yeah, I think maybe it's more that I don't like the Bone Man Dance mission. Maybe that's more accurate to my feelings, is I don't like it on this level. Aspect you mentioned, like in Spyro 2 when rip those flag sticks of the homeworld, it'd be cool if they had almost to liberate and clear enemies within the castle. Yes, that's what I do want. I want the homeworld to be a big area to where you, once you complete it, it then restores it. Once it's restored, then you can explore afterwards and see more and more and more and more. And because one of the things that I've stated once, twice, 3 times, 4 times, so many times, that the environment, one of the things that when I was playing Reignited, what I was looking forward to was what's the next level going to look like. Because it was beautiful. Every level was gorgeous. Like every level I was like, oh my gosh, I'm looking forward to, you know, oh my gosh, I'm looking forward to this, to what it's going to look like, right? And, you know, seeing all the details and seeing like, oh, they, you know, this, that, and the other, and all these other things. And it's like, man, this is really cool. And I was always looking forward to that. And I felt like, well, why did I feel that way? Right? Why did I feel that way about, why did I feel that way about these levels, right? And it was different for Crash 4. I was excited to see the level, but I was more like preparing myself, like I was getting myself hyped up, smacking my face, like, all right, here we go, time to, you know, time for challenge mode. And I felt the emotional payoff at the end of the level. Meanwhile, Spyro, I felt the payoff right when I walked in. I felt the payoff right when I walked in, and I start to explore. And it's get that payoff and then maintain it as much as possible through the video, I'm thinking going to YouTube or Guru stuff, maintaining that hype through the level as much as possible. And then at the end be like, oh my gosh, that was so good. I can't wait to start the next level. And that's part of the thing that's so fun about Spyro, was looking forward to just even start that next level, right? That is where it's like, I am looking forward to the start of that level now. I am looking forward to starting it, and what does it look like, and how does it look like?
Was mean. I thought I was a goner. Thanks for saving me.
No problem, Homer. All right. I'm going to take one last break because I'm going to be done in about 45 minutes. So I'm going to take one last break before I get back here and finish up. Because my bones, they hurt. So, all right, I'll be right back. we're back. Oh. Something just came up on my Twitter that is just... I'm not even gonna read this. There is a thread going on over on Zelda Twitter that is kind of wild. I don't understand. If you go on, I'm not gonna get into it because I don't want to. I don't. Yes, Gerudo. Yes, if you just go to Twitter and type in Gerudo, there is a whole thing about Zelda and the Gerudos that is happening right now that I'm afraid to even comment on. I don't even want to read it. I'm worried to comment on it. All I know is I'm just like, son, it's just a game. Calm down. I don't understand that now there's problems with Gerudos. Hello, here's hoping I can make it to PAX East. I would love to meet you. Hey, love to see you there. If you see me, say hi. Or come to the panel. I'll be around all 4 days. I don't get it sometimes, man. I don't get it. I feel like we're living in an insane... I prefer not to speak. If I speak, I am in big trouble. In big trouble, and I don't want to be in big trouble. Yeah, that's kind of where I'm at. Where I'm just kind of like where do I even start with it? But if you want a crash course, go to Twitter and type in Gerudo, and you'll find it. It won't take long. There is now discourse about the Gerudos in Zelda. And it's like, how dare they exist? It's bad, but we don't want them to go away. I'm just like, I don't understand. Why do people make 8 pages of why it's bad and then at the end say, okay, so does that mean we should get rid of them? No, we shouldn't get rid of them. We should keep them. But it's like, what are you saying? I don't get it. I went to the bathroom and had a chat with my wife. I'm saying, like, I don't get it. I need an adult because it's like it's fine. You can like things or not like them. It's fine. Preferences exist. We don't need to go to war over these things. It's fine. Let me go back over here, actually. But also, too, I also think that we can't, when it comes to a new Spyro, I don't think a super duper in-depth story is needed. I think there being lore around the world and finding things, but I don't want the main story to be overly complicated, right? I think it's okay to have some nuance in there and to have some plot twists and some things that are interesting. But I don't think we need like a story that is super duper complex and super duper like in depth. I don't think we need that. Like, I genuinely believe that Astrobot really set an archetype that's really, really good. Where it's like, what's the story of Astrobot? The parts to its ship were destroyed and the processor was taken by an alien. We need to go and get that back. That's essentially the story. You have to repair the ship.
Shut. Only the power of gems can hope to move it.
No, your haiku poetry
Come
stinks.
it, dragon. Just cough up those stinking gems, and I can go home. This door is jammed shut. Only the power of gems can hope to move it.
Sure, just shut up.
You've made a wise choice. It will mean more eggs for you and more gems for me. Best of all, Spyro, I can stop speaking haiku. What a sweet relief.
Let's go. Maybe a little bit more complex than Crash Force, just a little. Right, maybe there'd be a little bit of a more interesting plot twist other than Cortex is evil and Dr. Entropy hates him. Right, just a little bit more, but not too much more. But if they maintained that same level, I wouldn't complain either. I wouldn't complain. I just think maybe just a few more wrinkles in the story, but beyond that, nothing too far from that. I don't think. Now, I may be wrong, right? And if they come up with a sweet story that's complex and deep and it just makes the game sing, then okay, don't listen to me, right? But in the grand scheme of things, I would think that that's the better route to go, in my opinion. A CGK would be about his Tim Hortons being stolen by Cortex, who stole it to Dunkin' Donuts. How dare you? Not just for stealing the Tims, but going to Dunkin'. That's despicable. That is terrible. We'll get some graphical overhaul of Crash 4, maybe a matching art style to keep the doors. So I think that we are going to be getting... okay. Are we going to get Spyro as in the same way? I think that we're not going to get a design change as deep and as nuts and as crazy as Insane to 4. I overall think that when Spyro's design was revealed, most people, of course people were going to have complaints, but most people were relatively all good with it. People were like, this is fine. Right? Like, this design is okay. We don't really have too much of a problem with it. Right? That is where I believe that is where I don't think we're getting past that too much. That's my opinion. Am I saying that he's going to look exactly to the reignited design? No. But I think that it will be incredibly... I think that it will be incredibly similar, if not the same.
This swamp smells so sweet. The springtime trees are fragrant. I'm off to kick butt.
Awesome. I also think that if you take a look, it's in a book. If you take a look, all the new Spyro merch that's coming out is still using the reignited design, right? All of it is. People are still using renders of the reignited design. If there is a game coming out, which there is, hey, Biohack Blitz donated $2 Canadian through Super Chat. Thank you so much. Hello, CG. I love your content. Well, I love your donation. Thank you so much, and I love your support. Thank you. Thank you, Biotic Blitz. I appreciate that. Oh, if Spyro did a Dunkin' Donuts promo, oh, could you, if they did a Dunkin' Donuts crossover, I would be forced to eat it. And smile. Like, it's so good. I want to dead. I think they could make a slightly older Spyro, but not like, you know, maybe make him less childlike.
We must destroy the egg cage, but we just go boom.
I went boom
Kangaroo
again.
can help. You can clear the path for us. Will Sheila help us? Yes, it's
bumming time.
Here I come, my little eggs, to free you at last.
Now remember, in Reignited, they made this a lot easier because the rocks didn't respawn. I'm going to see her, boy, anytime, sometime soon. I hope so, too. I really do. I really hope that we get to hear about our purple boy very soon. I'm still expecting for the summer. I'm still expecting like the Summer Game Fest. Oh no, I forgot. I forgot he goes around that way. Ugh.
Ow!
I went boom again.
Big rocks can be kicked, they say. Mushrooms must be stomped. Yes, it's bumming
time.
Here I come, my little eggs, to free you at last.
Well, would I like a new villain? I think I would want a new, either Ripto or a new villain. Ripto or a new villain. I think Ripto was just too good. I think Ripto was just... Especially, like, Greg Berger's second take on him during Reignited. I really liked his, like... In Reignited, he was a lot more... just... bad. He was just so much more... just... evil. He was just, like, his laugh... you... 3.5 no. Are you is a fun jest towards Enter the Dragonfly? If either Ripto comes back or like his back or some aspects of his backstory come back. I mean, I have people in my mentions in my comments all the time yelling at me about, you know, how dare I say that Enter the Dragonfly is like, oh, don't we already have Spyro 4? It's Enter the Dragonfly. And it's like, okay, yes, it's like the reason why we're saying the term Spyro 4 is because it was the term that was used for Crash Bandicoot. Because I could be cheeky too and be like, hey, Wrath of Cortex, huh? Wrath of Cortex is Crash 4. Why you mean? It's like, okay, listen. Yes, I get it. I understand. I get it. I get it. There was a fourth game after the third one. I get it, right? But if we are to stay on brand,
I can blow up the egg cage.
Right? If we follow the same pattern, we're temporarily calling it Spyro 4. It may not be called Spyro 4. It might just be called Spyro. I don't know. But I always get a lot of people like just getting mad at me and be like, did we already get a Spyro 4? It's called Enter the Dragonfly. I'm like, I'm aware. I'm aware. I'm not. It's not a shock to me that there was a fourth Spyro game after the third one. That's not something hard for me to comprehend. Nope. Oh, well, he's going to hit that. Oops. You think it should return, not necessarily Spyro through once, but maybe Hunter and Aurora? Maybe? Maybe? Ripto's return. I mean, it follows the alliteration, like, you know, Ripto's Rage, Ripto's Return. Oh, shoot. It's not half bad. Ow! I went boom again.
Big rocks can be kicked, they say. Mushrooms.
Ripto's big cheese. That's not this one, is it? It was that one.
Ow!
I'll think about. I'll take a look at it. I would only want the three villains working together if I get to fight them all at the end, and not as a like, oh, you get to, you know, you get to defeat them, you know, one at a time. I don't want that. It's like, oh yeah, the first boss is nasty, second boss is sorceress, third boss is, no, I don't want that. I want maybe like their underlings, and then like the final boss is all three. I'd be down for that.
The eggs are all free. 2 dragons are born today. Sheila's my hero.
My hero. Spyro 4. Ripto's Barbecue. I do wonder if there is going to be some element of the dragon essences. I'm wondering if that was something that they had been playing with in the past. See, I've always thought that Toys for Bob and or Activision have always wanted to make another Spyro. And I do believe that there has been some fiddling or some ideas bounced around in before the game went into full development, right? I'm sure that there may have been maybe a pitch lying around that they, turned around and made something into. Or I've always believed that Spyro has always been on their purview. And I've always believed that Spyro has always been there to, and I do believe that there may have been some other attempts at maybe a different studio working on a Spyro title or something, or something was trying to be brewed, maybe not necessarily by Toys for Bob, but something was attempted and it just wasn't working. You can't convince me that Activision had zero plans for Spyro with the amount of marketing that it would get in terms of when it came to third-party merch, when it came to teases, when it came to this, that, and the other, to participating in Spyro Community Day, to all of these things. I have a hard time believing that they were like, yeah, we don't have any plans. We don't, we really don't have any plans whatsoever. And it's kind of like, I don't fully buy that. I don't fully buy that idea that there was, I think that there was a lot of work in progresses. I think that there was a lot of potential ideas and a lot of potential, like, oh yeah, we could try this, or we could pitch this, or we can, and it was always just not the right time. I think that I do genuinely, in my heart of hearts, believe that there was at least something. And I do think Activision changed a bit after when the pandemic happened. I think Activision started freaking out and was just like, okay, all hands on deck on basically Call of Duty and just make sure that stays afloat, right? And then, of course, then they got bought by Microsoft. So, is Taifu the Wrath of Tiger an emerging franchise? I am not familiar with that franchise. I'm going to be perfectly clear with you. Having said that, if it's owned by Toys for Bob, or not by Toys for Bob, if it's owned by Activision and it's not Call of Duty, then it is typically placed in the emerging franchises division. And right now, there's only one other game that might be joining emerging franchises. There might be one other game that joins emerging franchises, and then it's going to really start complicating. It's going to start complicating things, because after learning about how emerging franchises works, it kind of opened my eyes to, like, okay,
You are brave.
now that we know.
Much braver than I by far. Here, take this darn egg.
Thank you, Shiny. It's kind of like, once I figured out how the emerging franchises wing works, from
The tea lamps are lit. Now I'll tell you this. A creepy wizard lives inside.
I think it would be technically a part of the air quote emerging franchises. Technically, I do believe that that would be considered as emerging franchises. Technically, though, I don't think the possibility of that is definitely lower. You don't need Spyro Kart. You just need CTR. That's it. You just need CTR. You have CTR. You're fine. You don't need it. What we need is an Astrobot cart. An Astro cart. I want an Astro cart where you have different levels all set in the different PlayStation universes. I want being able to play Astro as different little Astros. I want an Astro cart. Give me Astro Kart. Give me Astro Party. Give it to me. I want it. Oh, speaking of, I want to show you guys something real quick. I'm going to go full screen for a second, too, because we'll get back to the game in a second, but I want to show you guys something real quick. Hang on. Okay. So there was a local customer that wanted this done, and we got it done, and I am so happy with how it turned out. I just got to show you guys. We 3D printed an Astro, but look, he's got posable joints. You can move his head. You can move his legs. You can have him standing. You can have him sitting. Look how cute this is. Just being able to have the head turn. This is for a local customer, but it is so cute. And while I was assembling him, I always feel like whenever I'm assembling these things, I feel like I'm a toy maker, you know, and I'm assembling like some magical, almost sentient toy that I know, of course, is not alive, of course, but it's like, you know, it's just, I don't know, it's just, you look at it, you're like, this is so cute. It's like, this is so cute. I love it. And it is fun. That is one aspect of 3D printing that I love doing, is when you print something that's all in, it's, you know, I found the file somewhere. I found it on Maker World. And it's like, as I'm building it, it's just, I'm seeing this item come to life. There is an undeniable satisfaction to that that's pretty hard to replicate no matter what, is that feeling of just piecing something together and then slotting that last piece in and it all just snapping together. And it just coming to life, right? Whether it's a toy, whether it's a piece or a weapon or whatever, just, you know, seeing yourself as a toy maker. I've always liked that idea of putting toys together for kids, like literally being not a Santa, but you know, being a toy maker. That is something that I've always liked. And whenever we have friends come over. Whenever we have like friends come over and stuff for the kids' parties, I always print little toys for them to take home with, and it's always, you know.
Follow me, Spyro. The whirligig awaits you. The sky shall be yours.
Okay, Shiny. But that is all the time we're going to have for the regular stream. We are now going to go into Q&R. Give me a second here. Q&R. So, as you guys know, I am not going to be here next week, as I will be at PAX. I'll be at PAX. Oh. Pete 4. Will these stream at PAX? I won't be able to. Will it be live stream? I won't be live streaming it, but I will be I won't be live streaming it, but I will be trying to get it to record. Well, there's plenty of good mods. I'm going to be trying to... So I'm going to try to... I'm going to be trying... I was told that it could be recorded. And I'm going to ask if that's possible. I'm going to ask to see if that is possible. Because I was told it's possible. But we'll see. I'm going to be trying. I'm going to be trying. I'm going to be trying. I can design 3D prints. I can design rigid objects, but I need to practice on organic objects. So there is... There's... I designed some of my own stuff. I have designed some of my own stuff using Fusion. It takes a lot of practice, and I'm still learning. And I want to start getting into Blender. And honestly, I've hired some people through via like Fiverr, and it did not end up good. It ended up very, very, very bad. And I still have the model that I want to eventually hand to someone and say, hey, fix this, please. Is that possible? Can you fix this? Because I had the low poly Spyros, which were really cool, and I wanted some low poly crashes, and I got a model done, and it was awful. And I tried to get it fixed 3-4 times, and it just was not working. And so I just was like, all right, you know what? Forget it. It literally was just like, you know what? Forget it. You're not getting what I'm saying. You're not, you are not hearing or grasping what I'm saying. It was driving me nuts. Do you know if anyone from TFB will be attending? I don't know if there's anybody in an official sense attending. If there is, I don't know. I hope. If there is, I am going to be asked, I will ask, be like, hey, and try to get something. Now, will I get it? If they work for TFB, probably not. Crazier things have happened. I would hope I hope that I'm able to get at least something different and interesting this year. That would be nice. Hey, thank you so much. Your channel's great. Thank you. I appreciate that. Are you understanding the words are coming out of my mouth? Did I misread something? So that can design 3D prints. I can design rigid objects, but I need practice on organic objects. Some. Yeah, I hope so too, Elena. I did the stuff with Fiverr. It wasn't. It was kind of before the AI craze really started to go ballistic. It was. I'm not going to sit here and be like, oh, yeah, it didn't happen. I think it was. It may have been. It may have been 2020. Well, maybe it was. I don't know. Just, it wasn't great. It was not great. I might be able to pull it up here. Hang on. I might even be able to pull it up. No, it was not pre-20 because I got it for the Etsy store. I got it done for the Etsy store. So maybe it was someone that used AI. Maybe it was, and maybe that's why I was having such an absolute fit about it, because it was like, why is this not working? I don't understand. Let me see if I can find it real quick. Might be under L for low poly. Oh gosh, where is it? Hold on. Let me see if I can pull it up. Where are you? Where are you? Where are you? Shouldn't be this hard though. Should be. You know what? I'll just go to the website. Sign in. I think I just did it with this account. Hold on. Yeah, here it is here. I just I was going for low poly and I felt like I was not they would not understand. What equipment? Anything from Bamboo right now is pretty plug and play. It's a little bit more expensive, but Bamboo is basically plug and play, and you can get started on it. It's really good. Hang on. I have a bunch of Bamboos. I also have an Elegoo carbon, Centauri carbon. Yeah, here it is. Here. Oh gosh, it looked worse than I remembered. Okay, here we go. What was behind the decision of remixing your intro music? That was by a buddy of mine who decided to make an intro song for me. I want to make you an intro. I was like, oh, okay. And he made it for me, and it was brilliant. It's a remix of the Canadian anthem, and it's just stuck ever since. So, but here's the model here that they gave me. I asked for a low poly crash, and what I believe they did was they just took a high poly crash and just dropped the polygons on it and called it a day, because the high poly crash looks like this, the air quote high poly. Because they're like, oh yeah, I also made you a high poly. I was like, yeah, I know. And I explained to him, I said, listen, I said, this doesn't work. I said, because the weight and the balance doesn't make sense. I said, he's got to be like kind of, you know, if he's leaning back like this, he's going to be the weight's going to fall back, right? And the feet are split. It wasn't good. And I was not happy with it. And I was like, can you fix it? And then he fixed it and I was just like, and and the original was even worse. It was just this A pose. It was just this A pose that just, and then they went with it, and I was just like, what are we doing? And I just gave up. I paid them and said there and just, and then never dealt with Fiverr again. I was just like, I can't. And I'm just, because I don't even know if this is salvageable, right? I don't even know if this is salvageable. What I was trying to do, crunch, basically, like, what I was trying to go for were these guys, these little guys, right? These little guys. I love these little guys, right? I love these little guys. And I'm like, I really like this model. And I said, I would like this, but for Crash Bandicoot. And I spent, how much did I pay for this model? I spent $50 American on this. $50 American. And I just felt like I was repeating myself, and they were sending a fix and they just were not understanding. So yeah, if anybody knows anybody that you know offhand that would like to help a brother out, I'm all for it. I'm all for the help. But beyond that, yeah. That was my experience with Fiverr. So, not great. Not great. So, all right, guys, I'm going to be wrapping the stream up. Thank you all so much. I'm going to be back not next week, but the week after. And again, thank you everybody for tuning in. Thank you everyone for supporting me to even get the PAX in the first place. Thank you to all the contributions and everything that you guys have given. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Whether it's a like, comment, or whether you're just lurking and chilling, I really appreciate it. Thank you all so much, guys. And I will see you guys in the next video and or live stream. Time for the countdown. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bye.